Wasn't what I had planned.
The wind had its own plans Wednesday night, toppling this towering tree over in North Seattle's Maple Leaf neighborhood. A tiny neighbor heard it.
The tarp's got to be all nailed down so it doesn't parachute off there.
And Glenn Bailey couldn't believe it when he saw how it landed.
From the base, right from the edge of his house, over ours, over the next one, and into the part of the next one.
Touching 3 homes on Northeast 95th Street, but his by far had the most damage. Through the window, you can see the ceiling falling.
They went through so many spots in the roof that you could see in every room up through the roof.
Up there is where we spotted crews Thursday, covering the top of the house with a tarp.
So it's been in the family for a very, very long time.
The scene was a lot to process for a family that's known this house for decades.
It's was a very charming house inside.
Carol and her husband Glenn had questioned the hemlock's strength before.
They say they aren't very good trees either. They're not a very strong tree.
But still didn't see this coming.
And the root systems are real bad.
It wasn't just this tree. If you come back here, you can see a second tree fell and wiped out their back porch. And you know what they say? Sometimes bad things happen in threes.
Back in November, I came home, and as I walked in the front door, I got greeted by a bunch of smoke, and my house was on fire.
This house was already a hazard, off limits for renovations after a fire.
Almost sad to see it go.
And forcing Carol and Glenn's son Jesse out of the place he called home.
It's a huge tree.
But when it comes to the fallen tree, this family agrees.
It could have been worse.
And I probably would have been in the living room right there, watching TV before I went to bed.
At least there's one.
And it would have come right down over my head.
Silver lining.
No one was there this time, and no one was there for the fire. So that in itself is kind of a miracle.
Madeline Carter, King 5 News.